All right, everybody, welcome back to the Bitcoin price after a long holiday weekend. We can see that we had two levels on our chart to watch over the weekend, and both offered a very nice opportunity. We had the short that took down, rotated the range into our long opportunity. This order block held very nicely and gave us a superb long into out of this range rather. Very nice expansion leg out. And I'll go over these two trades in another video later on for a trade recap video. But now we have made this expansion leg, and something that we always kind of look for in a general sense is to have a range. Then we have that initiation out of the range, and we come back down to mitigate this range for a continuation further to the upside to break market structure. So, where do we look at for our next long opportunities? Right now, it looks like we're going to break this range high. So, it looks like we might not get that opportunity anytime soon, unless we see this SFP, which could happen. So, right now, it's taking this liquidity. If it can come back under and close this candle back under this high, then we can look for a short. However, we do have some massive levels of liquidity lined up right here that we've been looking at for a while now. And this is going to be a lot of liquidity sitting at these almost equal highs. So I would actually like to come up here rather than just take a very localized sweep of liquidity. Let's take all of this. However, if we were to come back down and break the structure, where would I look for my long opportunities at this point later on? And these will be more of a day trade, even to swing long positions. And that's right here in this range. We took this expansion leg from the low to this high, and now we can see that this demand range, or this entire range, left a nice 12-hour order block along along with a naked point of control on the daily, as well as a weekly naked point of control and a daily level, all coinciding within the extreme discount of this range that we have here. We also have the 786 in the golden pocket, as well as the value area high of this range, all in this area. So what I would like to see here is price to come back into this area, and then we have a market structure shift, and then we take it higher. However, if we continue to the upside, then we'll have to look further as price is creating. We can see price did create an order block here. So this supply has now failed. And let's go ahead and put our order block that it just created. So if we come back down and see market structure shift in here, we can look for a long for the continuation. Again, no different than this big range and this expansion leg. We see the same thing happening here. So again, like I've said before, you can use this concept anywhere on the chart. You have a range, initiation out of the range, come back to mitigate the range for continuation move higher. So this would be our most local long setup. We have our alarm here, so we know if it notifies us to take a further look into seeing if we get what we want to see as far as confirmations to take that long. However, we do have these very nice almost equal highs here that we've been looking at for a while now, and they've been sitting here that offers a lot of liquidity to go ahead and SFP these highs. However, let's pull back to a larger time frame. Between these two highs in this supply zone or this order block here, we don't really see a whole lot to hold price down. So will we just SFP these and will it be a bigger move, or will we SFP these and it's just going to offer a small scalp and then to this a bigger supply zone? We'll have to see how that unfolds and what market structure and order flow is telling us at the time in real time. So let's go back down to the 30 here. 15. So this could be a nice strong break. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer to take a stab at any new long opportunities. Again, this would be the one I would want to see here in this demand zone. So we have our longs. Of course, we have one long opportunity here. And this range here is also a long opportunity. When we get down to here, again, I told you what I would want to see as far as market structure. You can also look at order flow. But this is a go-to zone for a very nice long, and this is expected to be a day trade or swing position. As far as shorts go, we can see here, again, the liquidity area. Watch out for an SFP here. We have supply here around that 90,200 to 90,000, 91,000 range. We also have a naked point of control and a daily there. And if we keep continuing to the upside, we can see that we still have a lot of supply levels above us to watch out for. Each level we have, put your alerts before each level so you can then come to the chart and see and check for your confirmations rather to see if you do have a nice short opportunity. So if we were to get past this range, of course, we'd still have these poor lows down here and a naked point of control for a long opportunity here, as well as these supply areas further down. However, the trend is still continuing up. So if we lose these lows, we can look for opportunities down here. However, if we just SFP these lows and we bounce from here, that could still maintain bullish market structure and continue to the upside. So we have to have a break beyond this $82,000 region for me to get really bearish to take it anywhere down and really to even pay attention to any of these levels. So right now, what you need to be focused on is these three levels here. You have your liquidity, you have your supply, and then you have your demand. And as a fourth very strong level, you're going to look here for that long opportunity. And if we decide that price will take a further downfall and sweep all this liquidity here, and I'm looking at it like this, you have nothing but a bunch of stop losses here. So if we come down, take out all these stop losses and have a nice quick dip down into this and close above here, that will be an SFP of these lows. And then we can look for structure to ride this thing back up. So again, this would be a more of day trade swing long. Same thing with this area right here. This could be a continuation long to only right here or even right here. So this could provide just a scalp opportunity or it could potentially provide more than that, but you will have to see how market structure presents itself after. If we take this long, do we see very strong candles coming out of here, or are we kind of going like this and kind of stalling out? We SFP this real quick and we come back down. So you have to pay attention to price behavior after you get in some of these positions to see, hey, is this going to be a scalp trade? Is this going to be a day trade? Or is this going to be something that I can hold for a while? So that's it for Bitcoin for today. Looks like we're still making that higher high so far. We have not, doesn't look like we're going to close below this just yet. We got a minute 30 on the 15 and 30-minute the same. So I'd like to see where this 30-minute closes. I'm looking at this area for an SFP and even dipping into this here for a nice day trade, a potential day trade on the short side. So that's it for Bitcoin. Keep all your levels on your chart, set your alerts, and I'll do some updates throughout the day.